What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. We have some news concerning the newest installment of Call of Duty. We have a new game coming this fall, despite the fact that a lot of members of this Call of Duty community were prepared for Modern Warfare 2 to be a 2-year lifecycle game. Unfortunately, Call of Duty and Activision decided to go in a different direction, a direction that of course wasn't supported very much by this community. So we'll see what happens this fall. But nonetheless, let's get into what we have learned as potential new features or features in Modern Warfare 3. So this comes from Charlie Intel. He says, so what we know about Modern Warfare 3 now. There are going to be red dots on the minimap. Perks are going to be categorized into gear, with Ninja likely returning, and has similar UI to Modern Warfare 2. Now let's cover the first point first, because frankly, this is a welcome change that never should have been missing from the original Modern Warfare 2. I don't know why Infinity Ward never decided to have red dots on the map. It's always been a staple in Call of Duty, and for some reason they felt that that needed to change. Now the craziest part about this red dot situation in Modern Warfare 2 was that in pre-alpha builds and test builds that people like Charlie Intel were trying out way back in the game's earliest stages, there was red dots on minimaps, and Charlie Intel pointed it out. And what he was told was that this was a mistake, this was a bug, and this was not going to be in the full launch of the game. And of course, it wasn't. When we finally got the opportunity to play Modern Warfare 2 back in the beta in September, I believe, of 2022, we learned quickly that, yeah, there are no red dots. And I don't know what the reason behind this is. And on top of that, we all know of the UAV bug that is plaguing Call of Duty, or has been in Modern Warfare 2 since launch, where if you have a silenced weapon and you shoot and the other team has a UAV in the air, you show up on the minimap. But heaven forbid you show up on the minimap when you're not using a silenced weapon, when your enemy does not have a UAV in the air. I still don't understand what Infinity Ward's real plan was behind not having red dots on the minimap, as it's been a staple for so long, like I said earlier. I just don't get it. Again, I just feel like it's change for the sake of change, and it just doesn't really make much sense, as it didn't help the game in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if this is for new players or not, but I always felt as a new player it was nice knowing where the enemy was, and then you could go towards the enemy. And that was an easy way to find enemies, was the red dots that were on your map. Anyways, let's move to the second part of this list, which is perks that are categorized into gear, with Ninja likely returning. So let's focus first and foremost on the perks being categorized into gear. One of my big gripes with Modern Warfare 2 has been their time release perk system. A system that never made sense from the get-go, was a weird change for the sake of change, it felt, to the perk system, even though they perfected the perk system way back in Black Ops 2, and for whatever reason Infinity Ward has been trying to always add their own flair to it, when we know that the pick 10 system works, or at least the system that had been in Call of Duty for so many years. You know, the 3 different tiers of perks, and you pick 1 perk per tier. It's been in Call of Duty for ages, and I don't know why they chose this different path for Modern Warfare 2. It was a dumb decision all the way from the get-go, and it's never worked out. It's never been anything that has added depth to the game. At no point have I been like, ooh, yay, my ultimate perk. No, it was a dumb concept that should have never left the brainstorming session. It was just a feature that, once again, bogged down Modern Warfare 2 and made it a worse game overall. Another thing that made it a worse game overall was the fact that Ninja was never in the game. It was never a perk. Dead Silence was always a field upgrade. And as we saw with 2 other games prior to Modern Warfare 2, in Modern Warfare 2019 and Vanguard, the games just don't play as well when your footsteps are as loud as elephants walking through a town. Like, it just doesn't work. And you should have that opportunity to silence them, instead of having to wait for a field upgrade at some arbitrary time and use it in a tactical way. I don't care about that. I care about always being able to move around the map tactically. And Call of Duty, for whatever reason, has figured that this is their new way forward. So if Ninja returns from Modern Warfare 3, it's at least somewhat of a bright spot. I don't think it's an amazing change, because it should never have been a change to begin with. It should have just always been in Call of Duty. It's funny how Black Ops Cold War, which didn't have Ninja as a field upgrade, played a lot better than both Modern Warfare 2, Vanguard, and even Modern Warfare 2019. And now the last point, and this point is going to piss me off very much so, and that is, of course, that Modern Warfare 3 is going to have a similar UI to Modern Warfare 2. Remember way back in like November, December of 2022, when it was reported that Modern Warfare 2 was going to go through some major UI changes? Remember back in those days as well when you'd search Reddit or Twitter and people would come up with their own brand new UIs for Modern Warfare 2 because the UI in Modern Warfare 2 is so bad? And for those of you that don't know what a UI is, UI stands for user interface. This is how you navigate through the maps. This is your hub on how you are welcome to the game. And unfortunately, ever since day one, the UI in Modern Warfare 2 has felt more like a streaming service and less like a video game. This is by far the worst UI we've ever seen in a Call of Duty game, and the fact that they're bringing it back just showcases that they've learned absolutely nothing, and it's going to be another hellish year to navigate Call of Duty menus. Like, I'm not even saying the menus they had back in Black Ops Cold War or in Vanguard or Modern Warfare 2019 were all that fantastic, but at least it was better than what we had in Modern Warfare 2. So many people have commented on the fact that it feels more like we're searching through Hulu or through Netflix than we are playing a video game, that we're in video game menus. And it's a nightmare to navigate on console. It's a little bit better on PC, but it's awful on console, which is where the majority of your player base is. And that's what I've been told all this time, is that there's more players on console and PC. All those numbers you see on Steam aren't fair because of console. So the fact that you're designing menus that are a nightmare to navigate on console showcases to me that you don't know what you're doing, and you still don't know what you're doing. The idea that Sledgehammer took this UI and was like, yes, this is what we're going to use, solidifies the fact that they don't have a grip on reality. They don't know what they're doing. And the only way that they can make a game in any way, shape, or form is to rip things off from games prior to theirs. They have not had an original idea since 2017, and it shows with everything they do in their game development. And it's disappointing. Now, of course, we know that this was originally planned as an expansion, and maybe that's why the UI is like this, but it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse when you have a proof of concept that the community doesn't like this UI, that the community hates navigating the Modern Warfare 2 UI system, and yet you want to implement it into this game, and that, to me, I'm sorry, isn't acceptable. This isn't acceptable. I don't know how you're going to get people on track to at least give this game a shot when we already know that it's a half-assed project. We already know that Sledgehammer's behind it, and now we know it's going to be a hellscape to navigate because the UI is going to suck. All of this is coming together and is not going to be good for Call of Duty. And on top of that, Call of Duty hasn't been able to get out in front of any of this because they haven't been able to market the game yet. So people aren't necessarily aware that there's a new Call of Duty game out. People aren't necessarily aware of what they're going to get into. And Activision hasn't been able to do any type of marketing to say it's the most expansive, the most innovative, the best Call of Duty experience you've ever had. They haven't been able to do that yet. What you've had is a community that's just been negative towards Activision for the last several months, and Activision has had no answer. At no point, other than the goodwill they've shown the 360 users by reestablishing those servers, have they been able to establish any connection to their community. They've done one good deed and so many bad ones. They have pushed and alienated their community in every way known to man, and it's getting a little ridiculous. I'm hoping that Call of Duty can find a way through this and navigate through Modern Warfare 3 so it can be at least a growing year for them, so they can learn and evolve, and hopefully Call of Duty 2024 can be better. But as it stands right now, what I am seeing and what I'm hearing about Modern Warfare 3 is it's going to be a very difficult year. And I really hope that they can learn something before the game releases and make some changes. Yes, the red dots on minimap are good. Yes, perks categorized into gear and ninja returning is good. Utilizing the same UI from Modern Warfare 2 is a massive misstep, and it's something that they need to correct if they're going to see any success during this year. But I can only be hopeful, right? I can only have wishful thinking when it comes to this, because we've seen it before, and we'll see it again. Call of Duty continues to surprise us at every turn. They continue to let us down at every turn. So I'm just curious to see what Modern Warfare 3 is going to bring. Anyways, that's all the time I have for the video today. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Modern Warfare 3 is going to actually have some pretty good features? Are you upset that they're going to have the same UI as Modern Warfare 2? Let me know what you think down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.